Oh my. Oh my.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert, and today we have a very special guest in the studio, Miss Rein Razer. Rein is a burlesque performer for Bottoms Up. She is a makeup artist. She is a podcaster. She has started in stand-up comedy, and she's an improver, and she ran for president. She killed JFK. I don't know.
I've done all the things. Like
you really
I
have.
have a mouthful of cheese stick. Like
Dude, you really have. It's very impressive. You have quite the resume.
Thank you.
You know, actually, when I first started talking to you and messaging you about and I started looking through your stuff, I was like, oh my God, this girl is very comparable to me. Non-stop busy, a million different things going on, and such a scatterbrain. I can already tell you right now, I know you probably have anxiety all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I just got like an ADHD diagnosis too, so like that explains all the things.
Yeah, dude, like I am the exact same way. Like it just never stops. Full-time college student, I work a full-time job, drive an hour to and from work. We have 3 daughters, doing the stand-up, doing the podcast, Timmery's baking business, then Timmery's burlesque, and it is just nonstop.
Oh my gosh, you guys are busy.
We are.
Yeah.
But we still make time to watch TV.
Right, you gotta have those unwind moments.
What's your favorite TV show?
Okay, so right now it's Squid Game, as you can see from the recent photo shoot.
You haven't finished it?
Oh, well, it's finished, but right now that's my top favorite show.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, I finished Squid Game in like 2 days.
Yeah, same.
I couldn't stop.
Yeah, Mr. and I were like, we have to just keep watching this. Fuck sleep.
Dude, and it did have a good concept at the I thought it was brilliant, brilliantly done. And I was not. I don't know, like when the mouths don't match, that's normally not my cup of tea, but I really did like it.
That was a little hard to get past, but the fact that like a lot of the actors had the masks on and things, like it made it more bearable, I think. I think if all of the characters in the show had the weird like dub mouth not matching ADR, like I probably wouldn't have been able to finish it. But I do want to rewatch it with the subtitles instead of with the English dub, because I heard that it's a completely different storyline if you actually watch it with subtitles.
Really?
And a lot more things will line up and make sense.
That's crazy. Yeah. I didn't think about that. And what the hell was I going to say? We've been watching the new Dexter. Were you ever a Dexter person?
I've watched a couple episodes like long ago, but it wasn't something I got super into.
Oh man, that's one you should get super into.
Okay.
Yeah, that could eat up a little bit of your life right there. I promise you that. But I do want to say Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, or don't, because they may hate it, but there's always a chance they may love it. God, you got some long hair. I didn't realize your hair was that long.
It's not. It's extended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a ponytail clip-on.
Damn, dude. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that with my beard, actually.
Just like get beard extensions?
Uh-huh.
That'd be so cool.
Is that a thing?
It might be.
I might do pube extensions. That'd be cool too. That might be a little bit aggressive.
That's very aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could do a photo shoot in that.
You know what? You do you, boo. We'll get you set up.
We'll try our best.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a shirt on right now. This is the landing strip.
Oh my God, I just noticed that. Yeah.
I just realized I had the shirt on because I just saw my face up there.
Yeah, this is what happens when we drink Bloody Marys at 10 a.m.
Man, and they're good.
They are. Like, you put all of this together, and I was expecting, like, just, like, a little drink thing, and you made a whole work of art here. There's a lot. Yes.
So, like Timmery said upstairs, Sunday football, I mean, it is... We do it up. We could feed, I mean, it doesn't, some days there'll be 10 people that walk in this house, either invited or uninvited, and everybody will always be fed. I love that. And then we're like trying to figure out how to meal prep like for the week. We're like, what the fuck do we do with 600 croissants? Like,
Yeah.
dude.
No, my husband and I actually got into meal prepping too, because I've been working actually with Evie Gray and her husband with personal training and nutrition and stuff. And I started meal prepping, and it's a lot of time up front, but so worth it in the end. Like, why didn't I do this sooner with my life?
Yeah, you spend a Sunday afternoon, and then you're ready for the week.
Yep.
And well, actually, you've been working out too. Like you've been what got you? Was it you? What can we talk about your child?
Yes, we can talk about her. Yeah, okay. No, I'm obsessed with her, so I will talk about her all day long. So I had my daughter 3 months ago. She's going to be 3 months old on the 7th. But it was very important to me to get back into being healthy again because. Not that you would know personally, but when you're pregnant, exercise and eating well can kind of go out the window. But as some super transparency, like I struggled with eating disorders and things for most of my teenage and college years and adult life, and a lot of scale obsession. And I made the commitment to myself that I would set a good example for my daughter because I do not want her to grow up watching a mom who's hating her body, who's damaging her body with like fad diets and crash diets and starving herself and scale obsessing, and even fluctuating extremely back and forth. So I talked to Evie and I said like, hey, I want to focus on being strong. I want to focus on being healthy. I'm throwing my scale out, not worrying about anything else.
That's a good move.
And I want to focus on like nutrition and eating healthy so that way I can set good examples for my daughter from the get-go. And that's been good and working out really well and
good.
Yeah, changing mindsets.
So is your daughter talking yet?
No. She is strong as fuck though. Like my pediatrician or her pediatrician even was just like at her 2-month checkup, she holds her head up like a 4-month-old. Like she sits up straight. Like she's even at the point now where she like wants to stand. So she likes to stretch her whole body out and like you hold her up and she likes to put weight down on her feet and stand on your legs and things. I'm like, you're going to be walking before you're a year old at this rate and I'm not ready.
Well, that's a good thing though because I'm scared shitless when I hold babies and like their little limp
flopping
neck.
around,
Yeah. Oh my God. Like one of my best friends, they just had a baby and every time they hand it to me, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
And I find that a lot with men, like not like trying to criticize or anything, but a lot of men seem to be very scared of holding fresh new babies, and they tend to prefer them when they're like 6 months old, like more chonk on them, more sturdy, but
yeah, it's scary though.
Yeah.
It's a life, Oh, sorry, I'm just getting fat over here.
No, that's cool.
I'm just munching and crunching. Yeah. Man, we got the biggest Bloody Marys in the world. You guys, it was just listening on the podcast apps. Listen to that. Hey, it's a march up. But anyway, so how long ago did you started with comedy?
I did. Yeah, I actually started with improv.
Okay.
So I auditioned and joined the Blacklist comedy troupe that was at the Circa 21 Speakeasy almost 10 years ago.
And that was Todd Wilhite did that as well, right?
Yeah, Todd did that. Steve Jennings did that. Steve was actually in my quote-unquote pledge class, so we started at the same time. So we go way back. So I started doing improv and then got into stand-up actually kind of through Steve because he had been doing it a year longer than me. And I had gone and watched him at like Laugh Hards and stuff, and I'd watched Jake McDowell and those guys. So I gave it a try myself. And I did just traditional stand-up for a while and then picked up a ukulele one day and started doing musical comedy.
Yeah, because that was so fun. Like you did that at the Bottoms Up show, and that was so much fun.
And that was the first time I had done musical comedy in at least 2 years. It had been a hot minute.
When you said that you were doing musical comedy, I was like, Bo Burnham? And
was
that.
Bo Burnham is one of like my biggest inspirations when I was heavy into stand-up. I loved him. I loved, was it Garfunkel and Oates? It was a comedian duo, and they were both musical comedians. I
think I've heard that. Yeah, I just don't. But yeah, Bo Burnham, lyrical genius.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just the way you can dig down into his lyrics and find a whole different world with every line that you read is unbelievable.
I will say though, like I tried to watch his Inside special.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, and I struggled to get through it. I guess it seemed very dark in comparison to some of his earlier stuff.
I think he's a very different human being in today's world than he was before.
Absolutely.
Because I struggle with the fact that he says some stuff like, why are we still giving white men comedy specials? Like, and I understand what the premise of that is. Like, yes, you want the world to grow and expand, and like all these other diverse people should be getting, equal and very much opportunity to do these things. But then he's also like, I don't think that children should be allowed on YouTube. And then I started processing. I'm like, you're saying that everything that you did to become famous and what you are shouldn't be done anymore. Like,
isn't that kind of, I mean, let's dig deep on that, because that's almost like saying he has regrets.
It absolutely sounds like it.
Yeah.
But then why are you doing another special? Why are you doing another special where they paid you $7 million to make it on your own? It
seems like he's in too deep at this point, almost,
Maybe, but he went into hiding for so long.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I guess we'd have, like, that would be, hey, Bo, you come on Shot 30 podcast and you talk to us about this. Like, we want to know.
Hey, if you guys know Bo Burnham or Bo, if you are listening, come on. You got an open invitation. Talk to Rein and I, and we'll get down to the bottom of it.
We'll make you Bloody Marys.
Yeah, dude, we have something to offer. And we'll probably buy you a onesie. Or you can have this.
Okay, can we talk about that? Like, I'm here chilling as my red panda self this week, and we were going to do a onesie party, and then...
Oh, so you wanted me to okay. So I put my onesie on this morning, and it was all just dick and balls hanging out, and it was
there is no issue with that.
There was tit over here. There was just so much happening.
I'm failing to see the problem here.
It was just so small. If you when we go upstairs, I'll show you. We have a couple of pictures because I actually saved a baby in a onesie.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you this story honestly, this story makes me sound like a hero, and then it makes me sound like a piece of shit all at the same time. So we're driving in Moline, and you know how we're like Target and that little strip right there, the main road, Target. What is it? Hy-Vee. I was like, Hy-Vee and all that. How there's that second road that's off to the side, also like a pretty fast road. And so me and Timmery were driving there, like heading to Goodwill, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was driving past, and we were going like 45, and I look over, and I see a baby, like crawling into the road, and I just keep driving, and like, cause my brain just like was processing what the fuck I just saw, and I looked over at Timmery, and she goes, I was like, was that a fucking baby?
Yeah.
And she goes, baby, that was a baby. I hit the fucking brakes, start sprinting through traffic like fucking Frogger. Yeah. I swear to God, like running through ongoing traffic, run up. This baby's probably 3 feet in the middle of the road at this point. I swoop up this baby. Putrid. This baby smells so bad. And I just look around, and there's nothing. There's nobody. And I'm just looking, and then there's this one guy on a house from maybe... here to where your car is away, like that far. And he goes, I think that baby is down, goes over there. And I'm like, what the, like, I just couldn't process. And so I'm holding this baby. I'm crying, like.
Oh, like, this is making me, like, I'm trying not to cry because, like, oh my God.
I'm wearing a fucking Deadpool onesie, and I'm carrying this baby. Timmery's wearing a fucking Rocky Balboa onesie, doing a Yui to get back to me. I start walking down to where this guy pointed me, and there was only one house over there, and I knock on the door, and I was like, she goes, give me my baby. This woman, just the trashiest woman, like the most disgusting woman I've ever met. She grabs the baby. I was like, your baby was in the road.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay. And I was like, that road. And she goes, okay. And then just shuts the door. And I was in shock. I went and got in the car. We were driving home, and I was like talking to Timmery, and I was like, should we have called the police or something? I was so in shock. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you call the police?
Nope.
Oh my God.
I know. I was so fucked up over it though.
You know, I can understand like shock responses. You know, it's easy to go back and say, well, you just should have done this. Like, oh my God. But
yeah, I know. I fucked up. But like,
I mean, I hope that child is okay. And you know, I don't know, like, motherhood is fucking tough. I will say, like, I got hit by postpartum depression super bad, and it's easy to be like, oh, you're a bad mom to people like that, but I think we don't always consider what the mental state of mom is at that time, because it's so, like, when you get so far down.
That woman was a bad mom. I can tell you.
Yeah, okay.
You could tell.
Okay. Man, like, I'm trying to be empathetic.
Yeah,
but,
no, she looked at me like, what the fuck is it your business? Like, oh yeah, it was not good. Yep, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll meet that baby and she'll come up to me. She had the reddest hair and she just smelled so bad, so maybe I'll see that red hair and that smell that stink again, and
recognize her.
We'll have a moment together.
Man, I hope that baby's, you know, and something my mom had said to me a while ago is, you know, you see these really bad moms and you hear these horror stories of like these babies found with maggots in their diaper, all of these horror stories. But then my mom's like, but think about how the mom or the dad was raised and how bad they had it to pass that on to the next, like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of like, I would compare it a lot to people who grew up with like all the racist comments and like all those thoughts and beliefs. And, you know, like when you're like trying to convince somebody like, dude, that is not this world, man. Like that is not, and nothing about this is right. But they've never been taught anything else.
Right.
You know, that's the only thing they've ever been led to believe. Like, and some sort of, you know, I don't want to say compassion, but some sort of, you know, I know second thought has to go into that. Like, but at this point, everybody should know how wrong it is to be like that.
Yeah.
But those people that are led to believe one thing their whole life, you know, it's really hard to convince them otherwise. Same thing with like Democrat, Republican, you know. Dude, sometimes there is a right and a wrong, and like we don't just have to fight because you pick one side or the other. You know, sometimes there is a right and a wrong, and we can all agree on that. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be argument 24/7.
Oh God, yeah, no, feel that.
yeah. I understand. I mean, man, I'm plowing through this.
Yeah. Okay, so happier shit.
Yeah, so
I mean, that is quite a story, and like, good on you. Like, you saved a baby. That's fucking impressive.
Saved a baby and then gave it away.
Yeah.
Should have just kept it. Yeah. You'd probably be here right now. Probably be my podcast producer right now. But no, so anyways, let's dive into your makeup stuff. You can take a drink. I know,
my straw keeps getting lost in my bottle.
I know, like I have to keep trying to stir it. Like I'm just wiggling it back and forth because the vodka's starting to set up. But your makeup stuff, because you're a very talented makeup artist.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And like I've watched some of your lives too, and I mean you spend a lot of time. And so, like, was this something you just kind of self-taught? Or?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm 100% self-taught. That is not true. But my whole history, I've been doing makeup for 4 years, and I got my start actually being a haunted house actress at Terror Skellington Manor.
Yeah, we're trying to get that
Rock Island. Yeah. But Penny, the owner, she's like, hey, you're pretty good at makeup. Would you be interested in being a makeup artist for the Manor? And I'm like, okay. So the lead at the time, I don't know if you've heard of him, Corey Ruby. He's very, very fucking talented at prosthetic makeup, at horror makeup. He's done shit for movies. It's insane.
I think somebody asked or requested him to be on the podcast.
Yes, he would be so good. Like, absolutely recommend him. But he was the lead makeup artist. He showed me a couple things, showed the other artists a couple things, and then I just kind of took one of those paint palettes, the body paint palettes, and I was practicing stuff at home to try and get more knowledge of it. So I was pretty self-taught there, but just fell in love with it. It was so cool to just be able to transform people into something else. And
do you do like the full like I mean, I know you do like the beautiful makeup and like do you do like the like characters?
I haven't really explored character makeup yet, like theatrical stuff. I've explored basic like face paint, body paint, special effects, horror, stuff like that. I'm really into like the gore makeup in terms of FX, and I want to learn more about that. And Corey was actually kind of beginning to teach me some things and show me some things. I'm actually like, I want to reach out to him about some ideas I have for like co-collaboration in the future. But I got into beauty makeup. I mean, I've always been into beauty makeup. I loved makeup. I was very enthusiastic about makeup. Spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars at Ulta on my own stuff. But then I started wanting to practice that a bit more. And I started just practicing on anyone I could get my hands on. I'd just be like, hey, who wants me to do their makeup for practice? And I'd start practicing, taking photos of things. I joined a professional makeup artist community and messaged one of the people who was pretty notable and experienced there. She started, helping critique my work. And then I invested in myself, and I took a 3-day workshop class up in Des Moines that was led by the Beauty of All Faces studio. I think her name was Danielle Stewart, and I think she's retired from the
Martha's
industry.
sister.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's retired from the industry now. I'm not quite sure, but it was an intensive, 8-hour a day. We practiced makeup. We practiced doing different things. I learned sanitation practices, and that helped me grow a lot more in things. And from there, it just kind of organically happened, where I started doing makeup for boudoir marathons. I started getting booked for weddings, and I'm just
awesome.
I sat down one day and I told my husband, hey, I really want to make this my career. And he said, well, let's give it some time. Let's see how it goes and does for you. And lo and behold, the following year, COVID happened, and I wasn't doing any makeup because we couldn't. And it took me a while to get back into things. But after that, I told him, I want this. This is what I want to do. I want to be done with my daytime muggle job, and I want to do this as my career. And so I got enrolled at Capri, so I start there in the fall for their aesthetics program. One of my burlesque sisters, May Golightly, is also a esthetician. So
she's beautiful. She's awesome.
She is, and she's been so supportive. She's been I'm going to teach you things. I'm going to help you, whatever you need. She's great. So
her alien outfit, oh my God. Or Predator.
Predator.
Yeah, it was just breathtaking. It was so awesome. That was so much fun.
I am very upset that I was still very newly postpartum and had to miss that show.
Yeah, you would have been very fresh right then.
Yeah, I was hoping beyond hope that, because when I found out I was pregnant, I was actually 5.5 months along already. So
really?
When I first found out, I was like, oh, I'll still be able to do sci-fi. I was really excited about that show, and I was like, that's not going to happen, and I really don't think they're going to let me come back that soon. They not in the sense of oh, you're not going to look good, or it's just more you need to recover. You need to take some fucking time.
Sit the fuck down.
Yeah, no, and they've had to tell me multiple times to sit the fuck down because I am so go and to a fault, honestly.
I did want to say, some of my favorite TikToks, you keep looking at your drink and you keep putting your hand up like you're going to drink it or pick at it. Go ahead and do it. Listen,
I'm committing to being drunk at 10
I can talk while you drink. It's okay. And then you can come right back to it.
Thank you for giving me permission to live my life authentically right now.
Yeah, go right ahead. And listen, I can drink too, and all it takes is a clip and edit. Or I could say Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Manscaped. For 20% off and free shipping, visit manscaped.com. Manscaped is bringing you the newest engineered tools brought to you by Elon Musk's team. Yeah, they engineered this. You can use their 4.0 trimmer in the shower. You can get it wet. You can do it all. Their new razors, oh my God, you can shave your butt crack in minutes. It's incredible. You'll never be as smooth. Visit manscaped.com. Use the promo code SHOT30. That is SHOT the number 30 at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job at Manscaped. Also, visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies for
waterfall.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Chug. Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies, bringing you all the beautiful cakes, cupcakes, cookies, delights. For any holiday. Christmas is coming up. Cocoa bombs right around the corner. Chocolate covered strawberries. Treat your man right for Valentine's Day. And I said man, but you can treat your woman right too. You can treat anybody right.
That had some kick to it.
Sorry. Whoa. This is a mouthful right now. I'm just trying to buy you all the time you can.
Oh my God, no, this is spicy. I love it.
Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Huh. But yeah, actually, I do have a couple of my favorite TikTok pages are those girls who they're like transforming themselves into like Pennywise at the end of it, and they're like doing the voice. I think that is there's just so much talent in that, and I love it so much. And there's one girl in particular. She's where's she from? Poland. She's from Poland, and I mean I'm obsessed with her work. She's so freaking talented, and I know.
I just get her stripping.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than when Judy was in here because it was 35 degrees the day before. So we had to turn the heat on in the house.
Yeah.
And then the next day it was 75. Well, that humidity all sunk down to the studio.
No.
And we were sitting down there. We were just looking at each other like, fuck, I'm miserable. She's sweating. Her boobs were all soaking wet. And I was just drying them off with my tongue. Yeah. It was the best. And I love Judy. Judy, hey, this is a shout out to Judy. I'm going to put a picture of Judy right here.
Love me some big booty Judy. She is my favorite fucking human on this planet. Like, in terms of betterment and personal growth and just being a good person, she is honestly my role model. I adore her. There's not a goddamn thing in this world I wouldn't do for that woman.
I call her for advice. Always thinks with a level head. Like, that is just, it doesn't get, and then the power that this woman has, that she has no idea she has. And like I don't know if I want to use the word inspiration. That could be, but I don't self-empowerment, I guess. Yeah, like it's she gives off this like essence of just love and love yourself and love everybody around you. And if they don't love you, then you don't need to say fuck you. Don't waste your time. Just move on.
She's one of those rare people that not a single person doesn't like her.
I've never. Well, actually, I actually asked her that question the other day. I was like, wait, like, how does everybody just love you? And she goes, if they don't love me, then I don't know. She goes, because I will never waste my time to, if somebody's talking about me behind my back, I either don't know, and if I find out, then it's just okay, never mind. I'm just not wasting my time with them. I'm like, what the fuck?
Inspirational as fuck.
God.
I love her.
God, just the biggest boobs, too. Yeah, we brought her a cookie tray yesterday, and I was rubbing, she had like leather pants on. I was like, Judy, what are you doing? I was like, God, trying to get us all horny before the show. She's the best. I love it. But yeah, so so now what led you from stand-up and improv to burlesque?
So, I've always been a little bit on the sexy side and loving embracing that. So, going back in time, okay, I was married to a human before Mr. Razer here, and
not an alien.
Not an alien. He was absolutely a
or
human.
an animal. No, not neither of those.
But we weren't good for each other. I'm just gonna put it that way. I have no ill will towards him, no hate in my heart. I have healed those wounds. Moving on, but he was not down for me to do stuff like that. I had always been really interested in burlesque. Like, I've known Mac DeVille for 10 fucking years. I've always, known about it, been to shows, wanted to be a part of that world super bad. And he was like, no, because of what your, muggle job career is, you can't do that, you can't do that. And I'm like,
What
okay.
was your job then?
It's still currently my job, so I'd rather, keep some separation and identity.
You're good.
But he was very, adamantly against it. And we're no longer together, obviously, and now I'm married to Mr. Razer. And I got diagnosed with cancer in 2018. I had breast cancer. and I was going through treatments, and I was having a hell of a time, like, loving my body, because something that was very definitive for me in terms of my feminine energy is my breasts, and having one now be scarred and, you know, dented and marred, like, really took a mental toll on me. And we were at a show, and one of the performances during the show was a burlesque routine, and I watched that, and I turned to him and I said, I want to do burlesque. I'm doing this. And he was hesitant at first, because he has had his own wounds and things to unlearn and heal from, and he'll be the first to admit that. But he said, okay, let's give it a shot. And at the time, I was friends with Ragnar Ironaxe and Danger Delish, and they were in...
Ragnar's going to be on the podcast as well.
Yay! I love him. So they said, you know, hey, join our troupe, which was Moonshine Misfits. And they were based out of Moline. So I started with them and did my first routines with them and got my feet wet in burlesque, and that, God, I felt so fucking empowered. And my husband actually missed my first performance because we had an improv show going on the same night, so he was doing that. But the second time he saw me do it, and he actually saw me get up on stage, Danger loves to tell this story all the time, but he was standing right next to her, and he saw me get on stage, and that I was doing my thing, and he was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was girlfriend at the time, but that's my girlfriend. She is so beautiful.
That's the best.
It is. Like, and he's been, like, super solid, number one fan husband, like, the rest of the time. I love it. Talking with my... you know, summer sausage here.
No, you're good. Yeah.
So I ended up leaving Moonshine in 2019, or beginning of 2020, actually. And pandemic happened, and, you know, everything went on hold. But after that, I started working more with Bottoms Up Burlesque. Like I said, Mac had always been a really good friend of mine, and she was like, hey, come over. Like, let's chat. Let's get you set up. And I started apprenticing with them and became a full-time member in May of this year. And
congrats.
Yep. So this has been my journey, and it's been 3 years going and still going, and I want to see how far I can go with it, because...
Yeah, just keep, you just keep dipping your hands in every cookie jar, too, and that's awesome.
And I'll dip my hands in every cookie jar, but once it stops being fun, I'll stop doing it. For me, that feel, it kind of stopped being fun. And I realized that I was doing stand-up, and I was at the height of my stand-up career phase when I was very hurting and in a very dark place, and it helped me get through where I needed to get through, and now that I've gotten through those things and healed, it doesn't serve me anymore. So if
she murdered at the show the other day. No matter what she wants to say right now, she murdered. You did. It was good.
Thank you. But
I know you got a big fan, and especially one of our friends, Adam Peters. You might not even know who he is at all, but he's one of our closest friends here. He's been on the show. He's been on the show multiple times. He's great, but he's been to every stand-up show, all the burlesque shows. He's been going to everything, and he is a big fan of you.
Aw,
yeah.
He needs to come up to me and get a hug then.
Oh my God, he is honestly. I can say this with 100% a clear mind. He is the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my entire life.
He definitely needs to come get a hug from me then.
Oh God, he's just like God, man.
Yeah.
I just wish, honestly, if I had not met Timry, I would probably be gay with Adam. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and he calls me his big beefy daddy, and every time, dude, I just get a little chubbed up every time. That's my
okay.
God.
Yeah.
And
all right.
And I've never been a mustache guy, but he's got the mustache. But man, he looks like Johnny Depp, but a little hotter.
Okay, I really I was like, how have I not actually met you or have a conversation with you? Please come up to me.
It's because he's just like floating up there on a fucking cloud with Jesus, dude. He is. He's a handsome man. But
come find me, sir. Let's talk.
Adam, let's talk. Let's talk. But no, so yes, well, do you do a TikTok with your makeup and stuff, or do you just do the Facebook Lives?
So I've only done actually like the one Facebook Live so far.
Really? I thought you had done it more because, I mean, when I watched the one, I was like, Oh, gosh, she does this all the time, huh?
It might be from the podcasting experience, though, and just being used to talking to myself and going about things. I have a TikTok as Rein. It really doesn't get used. Like, I've tried to be into TikTok a few different times, and I love watching TikToks, but
Get sucked down that wormhole.
I can't dedicate the time and energy to creating them and making them the level I would want them to be. Super fucking props to those that do. I know Celtic Honey is one who, like, she fucking thrives on TikTok. And Dee Dee Death is another friend of mine who thrives on TikTok. And I'm like, fucking good for you guys. I don't have the goddamn time to commit, and I don't have the patience. But it's cool. It's a really cool platform. I have thought about maybe starting one for my makeup artistry to get a little bit more seen, but I also really like and am impressed by the rate at which my Facebook group and community is growing. So I'm hoping that that will help draw in more business and get my books full too.
And then we're gonna push it on here too. So like all of your links at the end of the video will be attached down below. Anywhere that you want people to go. I know that. Well, let me tell you a funny one. Okay, so I got so we had Deborah Sue Taylor. She was on the podcast.
Oh, she's awesome.
And so that day that I posted the podcast episode was the day that you said, do not use a performer's real name. And she had told me on the podcast to introduce her as both. So she had said both. And then boom, it was the worst timing. I am like the man of the worst timing in the world.
You know, you've got some interesting timing, boo. We've noticed.
Yeah, because everybody's like, whoa, don't tag her name in it. Don't tag her name in it. I was like, watch the first fucking 30 seconds of the podcast where she says to tag it both. And I knew what they were doing. They were just trying to protect her identity, and what you said was very important and impactful.
And I do want to clarify my intent behind that post, because it was not directed at you at all.
Oh, no. You did it before.
Yeah.
And then it was me later that day, and then I saw it afterwards. I was like, oh, fucking great.
Yeah. And every performer is different. Some are very comfortable with you using their names interchangeably.
Yeah, like everybody knows Temri's Misha Nouvelle.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't care.
And I will very soon get to a point where I am more comfortable using my legal name and my performer name interchangeably, and that will be fine. But, like, my big thing was at the November 20th show, like, I had an instance where someone who knew me in real life was using my name very loudly, and I'm like, I feel like I need to say something, you know, like, because I feel like it's, a code of conduct that isn't ever explicitly stated. We just think people know to do that, but they don't actually know to do that.
But we spend so much of our time and so much of our lives on social media, and like that is, you know, there's so much miscontext in pictures and comments. You know, pictures, comments, likes, and stuff like that. It's not like digging down into a conversation. Like people just they don't think. You know, they're having a 6-second typing conversation with you and then moving on to the next thing that they are looking at. Like, it is weird. I hate, like, the social media aspect of it is a weird one. But in person too, that's a weird move too.
Yeah, it's interesting. But you make some good, interesting points on the social media aspect. I feel like, especially with COVID and everything, like we know less how to socialize properly in person because we are so focused on, like, I've even noticed it in children, like they don't know how to interact in person because they're so into their tablets or into their socials, like they don't know how to have a conversation in person. They don't have life skills. I
wanted to ask you, so have you like come across people? Now I know in stand-up, burlesque, all these are very similar worlds. Have you come across people that, like, you are like, oh my God, online, I love this person. And then you meet them in real life, you're like, who the fuck are you? Like, when they're, like, talking to you, you're like, what? They're, like, online, like, I love you so much. Oh my God, let's go out and have drinks. Or, like, oh my, like, just all this crazy. And then when you meet them, they're like, okay, what's up, man? Or like, you know, just...
Yeah, you know what?
Because on the internet, too, they're creating this whole different personality.
You know what? I gotta fucking fess up. I'm like that, though. Like, I I can appear very confident online, and in reality, I am a social awkward mess.
Nah, but I don't agree. I don't agree because you didn't even know me, and I walked up to you, and boom, we're in the middle of conversation, talking, like, and I hear you. I wouldn't agree.
It's a thing I've been working on, though. Like, I've made a huge commitment to myself to be more authentic and just being my fucking person and who I am and not apologizing for it and taking up the space I take up and not giving a fuck. And that's been a work in progress. But, if you had met me maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, you'd be like, you are way different online than you are in person. Because in person, I would be like, hey, like really awkward and all of that. But you also like pumped me full of vodka at 10 a.m. So like here I am just going, blah!
I'm sorry, but I mean, it's delicious.
It is delicious. Drink break.
Yeah. But it is like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It is just so weird that we've created this world of, when you think about it, we spend, and I would say your phone, my phone, Timmery's phone, my kids' phones, everybody's phone is probably the same. Hours on our phone. Hours. There's days that I'll sit there for 2 hours in a row. If I'm editing a podcast, that means I have to listen to it. So if I'm listening to it, I'm sitting there scrolling, just making sure that there's no issue in the audio. Maybe you didn't say something crazy, or I didn't say something crazy, like that doesn't sound tasteful. It maybe needs to be, but it's hours of me just sitting there. Or when I'm doing like college and I'm cheating, like I'm sitting there like looking up the answers.
Just full on admitting it, right? When I'm cheating.
I got a letter in the mail from my online college the other day. It said, join our online fraternity. I was like, man, this is going to be fucking wicked, dude. I was like, what are we going to do? Like, online fraternity for what? Yeah. So I didn't join, but I thought maybe me and all the boys would like meet up on Chatterbait or something.
I was gonna say, are you gonna meet up on Zoom and have a cold one? Like,
yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, do an online virtual circle jerk or something. Oh
my fucking god.
God, dude.
Can we start an online virtual circle jerk, but like with gas ups? Like,
oh, that's a good idea.
Like just to like compliment the fuck out of each other like once a month and just like raise spirits and be like, you're fucking awesome. Here's what I love about you.
Let's start it. Let's do
that.
You know how like this is a terrible comparison, but like the ALS ice bucket challenge and stuff like that, dude. Let's start. So we'll start it like that, and then you nominate 2 people, but then let's make everybody like send like you have to pay $2, and then they have to give it to us. Like,
you have to give us $2. All right.
Like, give us $2 for the compliment that we gave you guys. And then all that money, all that comes back to us. We'll split it 50-50.
I'm in. Let's do it.
All right, done deal. And then if you guys want to hit our Cash App or Venmo, just, I know that link will be right here if we decide to do that. Yeah.
Oh, do you want my Cash App shit?
Yeah, put it up there.
Right,
Fuck it.
We'll
Yeah. What's a good amount for like, I mean, like, let's play like how much would it cost game? You know how much would it cost? Like, how much would it cost for me to suck on Donald Trump's toes? I don't know, $17. You know, yeah.
Okay.
All right, you give me one first, so then I can see where you're at here.
For me, just saying like a price of something that I would do.
No, you pick something for me.
Okay.
And then how much would it cost for me to do it?
Okay.
Be as aggressive as you want. Like you can say, get a rim job from Joe Biden. I don't care.
I'm gonna like just start tame here.
Okay.
How much would it cost for you to provide my whole burlesque troupe with Bloody Marys?
I would do that for free. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
It's out into the universe now, so he's got to show up to a practice one night and just dish
How
him out.
about actually? I do have a price. Let me do stand up at a show, and I will provide you all with these exact Bloody Marys. Let me do stand up at another show.
Y'all hear that?
It's done. It's 100% done, and they're delicious, right?
Yes, absolutely. Like, I would do my routine. Like, I feel like the next time we do a sabotage show, one of the sabotages should be like you have to do your routine while drinking one of Shayne's Bloody Marys.
I feel like we should have watched the Shots and Giggles boys with one of these last night.
I was so sad I couldn't come to that, by the way. I was home with the baby, but my husband got to be out.
Yeah, he had fun, too. Mm-hmm. He had fun.
He actually told me this morning, he's like, I really enjoyed Shayne's stand-up. Like, you're going to have fun. So, yeah, he liked you.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, and I was just so impressed. You know, like, I've known of Race and I've watched Race a million times. I've actually never performed with him on the same stage. There's been a lot of. Actually, I take that back. There was one time I was very new. And I was very scared. I'm a whirlwind of a human being. I've been through it, depression, like a lot of suicide stuff, lost identity, broken person. I went from on top of the world. I was a top-ranked powerlifter in the world, and then I got a terrible injury. When I lost that, I lost my identity, and then kind of found it again with the podcast and with stand-up and stuff like that.
I want to say you're fucking thriving now.
Yeah, we're just, I don't know, more tired. I think more tired than anything. But like Steve and Todd, like there's so much talent, like in the Quad Cities between the burlesque troops, Bottoms Up, Mary Quite Contrary, Taboo, and then the theaters, like, and then all these comedy shows and all these comedians. Dude, there's so much talent flowing around. Dude, we all need to, like, get out and support each other and continue to build this because we have a chance right now. This isn't something that's been like this for very long. It's been, if you talk to these comedians and stuff, they were going through days where there was 3 people at a show per fucking show for years, and now we have this chance to let all of us grow together, man, and we got to help each other out.
We do. We need to support. We need to be community and not competition. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, there's no way around it. We have to continue to build each other up and learn from each other. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes, and we're like, and some of us suck at some of the things that we do. But you know what? If I'm a comedian and I fucking suck at comedy, well, why aren't we picking that comedian up and telling him, hey, maybe go do theater, bro? Or like,
Or, offering guidance, mentorship, or hey, let me sit down with you. Let's write together, like.
Or even if you suck at comedy and you and nobody laughs and you love what you're doing, then fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Then get up there and suck and love it, like, and own it. Own who you are. Own what you're doing. I love that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was a bit of a tangent.
That was a tangent. I liked that though.
Oh, got that rim salt. Oh, I've never made rim salt before.
It's real good.
Yeah, I looked it up. I did the research. Yeah, I wanted to be ready. I wanted to impress you with these margaritas. Not margaritas. Jesus Christ.
Margaritas next time?
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
done.
All right.
Big margarita guy, too. But
I'm going to come home drunk, and my poor husband's going to be like, oh, what did you do all morning?
It's called Shot 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if he ever wants to come on the podcast, he's more than welcome.
He should. He is an improv comedian. He's a musician, burlesque husband. That in itself is something to talk a fucking hour about. Like, burlesque spouses do a lot. So... I wanted to say to you,
the first time... Well, I've done burlesque. I did a burlesque dance, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that.
And I didn't prepare a dance. I just thought that I would do it. So I did my stand-up set. And then when I said to you guys, why don't I join the fucking party? And the way that crowd fucking went nuts, I swear to you, I flipped a switch in my brain that I almost blacked out. Like, it was so crazy because I was
so empowering.
Dude, I was rolling around and humping the chair.
Yes.
People were screaming and laughing. And I walked off the stage and Timmy was like, oh my God. And I was like, I can't talk to you right now. I can't talk to anybody. I need to go outside. I need to go puke my brains out. And I will be right back. Yeah. And it was awesome.
Yeah. I will say, I'm more involved with burlesque than I am with any comedy stuff now, but the applause you get for taking your clothes off, and it's not even just the act of taking your clothes off, it's showing your soul to the audience. It's really being vulnerable. You are being this sensual, beautiful, magical being on stage in your rawest, purest form, not photoshopped, not posed, not anything, and the audience is eating it the fuck up. And they are loving it. They are loving that you are embracing your authenticity. And that is a power that, I'm sorry, comedy can't fucking touch, like, in some ways. But
I would say that there is, though. There is the same. That it does hit.
Okay.
Because when I did my final set, the one that won the comedy competition, it hit a different level of laughter that I will never, like, it gives me butterflies. I get goosebumps right now. Like, I'm manscaped.
Yeah.
But I get goosebumps on my arm because that level of laughter is almost, I could compare it to the exact same feeling that I had with that. Like, it was like the highest high you can feel. And I would say that, but that is a lot of the burlesque sets. And I do see what you're saying. Like, it was a feeling, and every time I've ever done comedy, I've never felt that feeling other than one time of that high.
And I guess, like, that kind of sounded shitty, so I apologize. I'm not trying to, like...
No, you don't need to apologize.
knock and say, like, oh, it's not the same, it's not good enough. But it's a different kind of high. Mm-hmm. And, like, you're being empowered in your own way, but just, like, there's this vulnerability level, there's this energy level when it comes to completely exposing your God's given body on stage, and just the audience's reaction to that and acceptance of that. Like, all of the years of bullying about, your body image and everything is out the fucking window. All of the years of your own mental health issues about your body is out the fucking window, because there is that proof that you are this badass, beautiful human being.
Mm-hmm. And for those, even whether it's 3 or 5 or whatever minutes that you're on stage, everything else, like you being an anxiety person, like, and having all these thoughts and like all these emotions and stuff, I'm very similar. For that period of time that you're on stage, it's all gone. Mm-hmm. There is nothing. And that's, even whether you're nervous and you're anxious before you get on stage, dude, while you're on stage, have you ever remembered a thought that you've had on stage other than...
No, your mind goes blank.
There's
times I've gotten off stage and I've had to look at, like, I've looked at Ragnar or I've looked at Steve and I'm like, how did I do? How did that go? Like, because it's like, it's not registering that it was good, or even if it was fucking shitty, it doesn't register because you just lose yourself in that moment.
Timmery got shit-faced at the Bottoms Up show. and so she didn't record. She's recorded every set I've ever done. And because I use it to judge, and I listen to the laughter, how this joke hits, how I could twist it, the way that each crowd reacts, where I do it and how I do it. And so I use it as like a teaching method, like when I used to powerlift, I videotaped every set that I did to make sure that everything looked perfect. I'm a perfectionist. So she got drunk and forgot to record it. And it fucking sucked because I was like, I got off the stage, I was like, did I bomb?
No, the fuck you didn't.
But I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then, like all I know, the only thing that I remembered that happened on stage was that the fucking mic came unplugged. And I said something about a tampon, pulling out a tampon. And that's the only thing that I know. And then, like Timmery and Adam and a couple people were like, no, dude, it was fucking great. I was like, I don't know. But, at the end of that show, is kind of the way I want to end this show as well, is the same thing that we were just talking about. Go support all these fucking people, man. Mm-hmm. Like, you're spending so much fucking time and effort on a few minutes. You're not making a fucking living doing burlesque.
No.
I'm not making a fucking living. Actually, I'm not making any money doing fucing stand-up.
And dude, like, burlesque, we're spending hundreds of dollars on our costumes.
Oh my God, wait. A pull-away bra. Mm-hmm. Timmery made one.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what they sell for? You're going to be fucking mind blown. They sell for $300 to $500 for a fucking pull-away bra that Timmery made in 2 hours with snap-on buttons. Unbelievable. You guys need to get on that.
You know what? I can fucking see why it would, like... I've thought about, like, oh, I should make a bra with tearaway cup. That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
So people are charging for that labor and materials accordingly.
That is crazy, though.
The hours. You know, my when we did our masquerade show, that costume was easily 20 hours of work. 8 to 10 of those hours were spent rhinestoning that bustier I had on. Yeah, we put a lot of fucking time, a lot of fucking money into our stuff, and it's on stage for maybe 30 seconds before we remove it. 30 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes, it's off.
Yeah. It's like Maze, like, dude, you did all that work. I hope the fuck to God you wear that thing again.
I was going to say, she better make that a signature fucking routine.
If she says it's okay, we're going to put that picture right here of that costume, Because as long as she says it's okay. But
yeah, ask her permission, of course, but like...
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, and you know, these people that are doing theater, dude, every single night they're going to practice. They're going to practice. The Spotlight Theater's doing a lot of things. The Speakeasy is having shows like, they just had, Speakeasy had not Little Shop of Horrors. They had, oh my gosh.
Rocky Horror?
Rocky Horror. Like, dude, there is so much going on in this area, and we need to go support these people. Dude, comedians shouldn't be, and I'm not saying this for me, but comedians shouldn't be doing stand-up in front of two people.
And comedians shouldn't be having to beg people to come to shows. I'm looking like right at the fucking camera and saying this. We should not have to beg you. You should be like coming to support our shit because of the effort we put into it.
And come laugh. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we suck, dude. Come laugh. There's some really
You need to get to a soup show, sir.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll be.
December 11th.
I can't. December. Wait, what time is it?
8 p.m.
I might be able to. Timmery has a show, Varieties, at 11.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I think it's until like 11,
you can actually... It's until 11 or it starts at 11?
No, it doesn't start till like 11.
Okay, so then you can totally come to our show, and then you can go to Mary's show at Varieties.
Yeah, dude, that'll be awesome. And everybody should come out to both of those. Where can everybody find all of your stuff? And I would love to have you back on the podcast if you. I mean,
we didn't even get to touch like my podcast and Law of Attraction.
Oh my god, no, wait, yeah, oh my god, yes.
No, we could do that in a whole other episode if you want.
But you do have a podcast. It's absolutely awesome, and you all need to check it out and tell them about it.
Okay, so I run a podcast, and I am not like the expert podcaster that Shayne here is, but I literally record on my phone. But it's called The Fairy Tree, and I am a big fucking proponent of everything like spiritual, law of attraction, manifestation, speaking your shit into the universe and watching it happen. So I do a podcast all about those things, and hopefully you can be a guest on that and we can talk about some spiritual shit.
Done deal.
That would be awesome.
Done deal, because I had the worst week the other week.
Uh-huh.
And it was the full moon thing, and like, dude... Holy shit. It was like everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
You know, this week has been very chaotic energetically. Lots and lots of shifts, lots of shakeups, and...
Until that Bloody Mary.
Fair. But,
mix up there.
I'm just sitting here like, this really fucking sucks. But I know there's a reason for it, and something even better is going to come about on the other side. So I'm really excited to see, like... And it's not just me, it's for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, all these shakeups are happening right now. It's like we're going through this huge shift. So I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
But
I would love to be on your podcast.
I talk a lot of woo-woo shit. We call it woo-woo, or people call it woo-woo who don't quite subscribe. But if you're into like paranormal things or law of attraction or manifestation or witchy stuff, please check out The Fairy Tree. It's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Buzzsprout. You can add me on Facebook. I'm Rein Razer. I love friends. Let's
come out to your shows.
Yeah, come out to our shows. Our next show is New Year's Eve for Bottoms Up Burlesque, and we are rolling out the red carpet. I don't want to give too much away about my routine, but I'm doing a femme version of a very famous certain king of...
King Tut?
No, that would be appropriation. We don't do that.
King Donald?
No, but
King Biden?
We call him the king. Oh. The king.
Oh,
the king.
Simba.
Gonna
be a mighty king. All right, we're done.
Shit. we're on a whole thing, but you know.
The king.
The king.
Oh wait, the king. Oh yeah.
The king. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good.
All right, all those links will be attached down below. As always, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and go out to the shows, visit all of her pages, and, I mean, dude, paranormal, we're going to talk about this.
Let's talk about some fucking ghosts.
Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for being here. And thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my.